Hey, hey, it's Lucy again, and it's been a while, so we are going to play the Alphabet TBR game to determine our April 2026 TBR. Hoorah! So I decided to take a pause with the Alphabet TBR game because I decided to read like the first omnibus in the Night World series written by L.J. Smith. Rest in peace, rest in paradise on L.J. Smith. So yeah, I wanted to like focus on reading like the first omnibus, so I decided to like postpone or take a pause to the Alphabet TBR game to really focus on finishing, the first omnibus of the Night World series by L.J. Smith. Now, I decided, because I'm almost done with it, at the time that I'm filming this one, I decided to resume with the Alphabet TBR game to determine our April 2026 TBR. So, in case you folks don't know how the Alphabet TBR game works, so basically this is a TBR game that will determine like what I'm going to be reading for like the succeeding month. Now, in this case, it would be April 2026. So basically, this is based off the English alphabet. So there are 26 letters in the English alphabet, and each letter in the alphabet consists of a prompt. So I'm gonna have to pick like for the meantime, because I usually pick 4, but knowing my reading pace, I'm going to pick 3 letters. So basically there are 3 prompts I'm going to be picking, and then I'm going to have to look or choose a book to include in my TBR pile based on that like prompt that I'm going to be picking based off the letter that I chose. So, and here are just some certain stipulations. If ever that I picked a letter that I already picked in the last TBR game, which in this case is we had a pause. If I picked a letter in my for my January 2026 TBR, then I'm gonna have to add another pick. Or if I pick like letters consecutively, so say letter A and B or letter Z and Y, then I'm gonna have to add like another pick to the overall like TBR pile, or like add another prompt. But if I pick letter A and then pick letter Z and vice versa, that wouldn't count as like an additional pick. Rather, that wouldn't let me, or it doesn't mean that I'm gonna have to like pick another letter. So yeah, and then basically because of my reading pace, I decided to pick like 3 like picks. So yeah. So before we talk about our Alphabet TBR picks for the month of April of the year 2026, I'm going to discuss first how I did in January 2026. Letter C is Nature on the cover, and I chose Gregory and the Prophecy of Bane by Suzanne Collins. I carried it in February 2026, and I read it in February 2026. For Spin the wheel chose 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, and I was not able to read it in January 2026. And for letter H was the random/mood read. I chose P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, and I read this. I also read The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han in January 2026, and yes, I read it within a month. Pick number 1. Oh. Letter D. 3 keys is heads, unlovable but bold is tails. Okay, heads. Letter D, which is a coin toss, and as you can tell, it chose heads, which means I'm going to read 3 Keys by Kelly Yang. Now, I added this in one of my Alphabet TBR games, but I decided to switch it with another Kelly Yang book. And finally, it's time now for me to continue with the Front Desk series. I'm definitely excited to actually continue, but I just had the opportunity to read out of a book from my Everon subscription, so I decided to go for that. But definitely I think it's about time for me to read this one. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it in April 2026. Pick number 2. Letter L. Letter L, which stands for I'm really excited doing this was book. So what does that mean? Basically, it's a book written by a male author that is specifically like a sci-fi one, whether that's young adult or an adult one, and for like a thriller, which is an adult one, as well as like epic fantasy or high fantasy, which is an adult one. So basically, those are the kinds of books that fall under books. And I chose something. I looked through my Everon subscription and I found this one because I saw that this was like an adult thriller, and I chose The Troop by Nick Cutter. All I know is like a thriller, book. I don't know if this is going to give off vibes like leaning towards Blake Crouch or Riley Sager. Oh yeah, maybe I should consider Riley Sager next time for this prompt. But for now, we are going to be reading The Troop by Nick Cutter. Pick number 3. Letter O. And lastly, letter O, which is a beloved author. Now, you're probably trying to guess who would be the author that I'm going to be choosing based off of my previous Alphabet TBR games if you've been watching videos in my channel, but I decided to change it up a bit. I don't think I picked this author for this prompt ever, but as you can tell in my bookshelves or the books on my bookshelves, that he happens to be one of the authors that I really enjoy, reading his works. And yeah, I just really look forward to the books that he writes, and I'm happy that he has his own imprint. I am talking about Rick Riordan, and I'm going to continue with the Trials of Apollo series with The Tyrant's Tomb by Rick Riordan. Now, this is the 4th book in the Trials of Apollo series, and yeah, I've read The Burning Maze in 2025, and I really enjoy that. So looking forward to continue this series. I'm looking forward with what's going to happen to Lester, aka Apollo, and with his friends, and what adventures are we going to be anticipating, and what oracle are we going to be searching next. I'm not looking at the back of the book because I kind of want to, not have much of an idea about what I'm going to get into unless I'm about to read a book. So I'm definitely looking forward to read this one. Feel free to comment down below which books do you plan to read on April 2026, or what book do you plan to read in April 2026. And if you do not have TBR piles, or you're more of a mood reader, feel free to comment down below the book on top of your mind that you're gravitating into reading, or if you couldn't think of any right now, maybe you can type down below the book that you want to acquire, or recently acquired, or bought, or owned, or borrowed, whatever. Just feel free to comment that below in the comment section. And if you've made it this far, leave a satellite emoji. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon somewhere down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. And also put down links and handles of my social media accounts, so feel free to check me out and follow me there and support me there as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Always be thankful and unleash the reader in you. Bye, y'all.